Hey, everybody, and welcome back. We're going to be doing something really, really useful today, especially with the holidays coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about how to avoid scams.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy how sophisticated
Oh, please.
scammers have become these days.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at a guide from the U.S. government on how to spot and avoid scams.
Okay, cool.
And trust me, even if you think you're pretty scam savvy,
Yeah.
there's some really interesting stuff in here that I think everyone will learn from.
So this guide lays out 4 big red flags to watch out for.
Mm.
And the first one is impersonation.
Right. Scammers often pretend to be from organizations that you already trust,
Right.
like a government agency or your bank or even like a charity you support.
Oh, wow.
And, the idea is to get you to let your guard down.
Yeah. It's so disturbing to think that they'll even use technology to make their caller ID look legit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, the second a big sign is all about creating urgency. They might claim there's a problem with your account or that a family member needs help or that you've won some kind of prize. Anything to get you to act fast.
Without thinking.
Without thinking.
So they're playing on our emotions.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the third sign, which is pressure.
Okay.
They might threaten you with arrest or lawsuits or say your computer's about to, crash if you don't do what they say.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's scary how they use those feelings of fears, just to manipulate people.
Right.
So what's the fourth red flag?
Well, that would be the payment method.
Okay.
Scammers, they tend to demand payment in ways that are really hard to trace or recover, like cryptocurrency or wire transfers or gift cards.
Oh, yeah.
Or they might even use that really tricky fake check scam.
Oh, yeah. I've seen stories about that one.
Have you?
How does that even work?
So they'll send you a check that looks totally real,
Okay.
and they ask you to deposit it,
Okay.
and then they'll come up with some reason for you to send some of that money back to them.
So you think you have all this extra money.
Right. You think you've got this windfall, but then the
yeah.
check bounces,
Right.
and you're on the hook for the money that you sent.
Wow.
It's just a classic bait and switch.
It's awful.
Yeah,
It seems like all 4 of these signs could really work together to trick people.
they often do. Yeah, let's imagine, for instance, you get a call from someone claiming to be from the FTC,
Oh.
and they say, there's an issue with your social security number,
Huh?
and you have to pay a fine immediately using gift cards.
It hits all the points.
Right.
Impersonation, urgency pressure, and a suspicious payment method.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
the perfect storm of all the scam tactics.
Yeah, it really is like a perfect storm of scam tactics.
It is. And it's not just about recognizing these signs.
Yeah.
It's also about understanding the psychology behind why they actually work on people.
So let's get into the mind of a scammer.
Okay.
What makes these tactics so effective?
Well, they exploit our emotions.
Okay.
Fear, excitement, even our desire to help other people. Think about it. The fear of getting in trouble with the government, the excitement of winning a prize, the urgency to help a loved one in distress.
Right. It's almost like they're pushing all of our emotional buttons.
Exactly. They catch us off guard and make us more susceptible to these schemes.
So how do we protect ourselves?
Yeah. So the guide has some excellent advice on that.
Okay. What can we do to avoid falling into these traps?
Well, first and foremost, blocking unwanted calls and text messages is a great first line of defense.
Oh, yeah. A lot of those scams originate from, those spam calls from random numbers.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. If you don't answer, you can't be tricked.
Right.
But what if they do get through?
Well, then it's crucial to never, ever provide personal or financial information in response to unexpected requests.
Okay.
Legitimate organizations, they simply won't randomly call, email, or text you asking for your social security number or your bank account details.
So even if it seems like it's a company you do business with,
Right.
it's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. Don't click on links in suspicious emails or texts either.
Okay.
Go directly to the official website or independently look up their phone number.
Got it. Don't trust the contact info they provide.
Exactly.
What else should we keep in mind?
Well, remember that scammers, they thrive on urgency.
Right.
They want you to act quickly before you have time to think things through.
Before you can stop and think about it.
Exactly. So resist that pressure.
Take a deep breath and assess the situation rationally.
Exactly. And if they're demanding payment via those typical methods we talked about, like cryptocurrency or wire transfers or gift cards,
Yeah.
that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, for sure. And what about that fake check scam?
Right.
How can we avoid falling for that one?
Be wary of any unsolicited checks you receive,
Okay.
especially if they come with a story that requires you to send money back.
Got it.
If it sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
it probably is.
It's amazing how they make it seem like you're getting money.
Right.
when they're actually trying to steal from you.
Right. It's a clever tactic, but knowing about it can help you avoid becoming a victim.
Right.
And here's another crucial piece of advice.
Okay.
Talk to someone you trust before taking any action.
You mean like a friend, family member, or even a neighbor?
Exactly. Sometimes just talking it out can help you see the situation more clearly and realize, hey, this is a scam.
Yeah.
A fresh perspective can really make a big difference.
So we've talked about the 4 signs of a scam, the psychology behind why they work, and practical steps to avoid them.
Right.
But what happens if we do encounter a scam?
Mm-hmm.
What should we do then?
Reporting it is so important.
Okay.
Every report helps the authorities track down these criminals and protect other people from falling victim.
Right? Because even if you don't lose money reporting, it can help prevent others from being scammed.
Exactly. You can report scams directly to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov.
Okay.
It's quick and easy, and it can make a real difference.
So remember, even if you feel embarrassed or foolish reporting, a scam can help protect other people. It's like a community effort to fight back against these criminals.
It is the more people who report scams, the better equipped authorities will be to, to shut them down.
So we've covered a lot of ground today, from recognizing the signs of a scam to understanding the psychology behind them and taking steps to protect ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
What are your final thoughts for our listeners?
Well, it's empowering to know that you have the knowledge to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Stay informed, be vigilant, and think critically about any unsolicited requests or offers that seem too good to be true.
So true knowledge is power, and we've definitely armed our listeners with some powerful knowledge today.
Right.
What else can they do to stay ahead of these scammers?
Yeah, don't keep this knowledge to yourself.
Right.
Share it with your friends, your family, your neighbors, especially those who might be more vulnerable to these scams.
That's such an important point. Let's make it a collective effort to outsmart these scammers and keep our community safe.
Together, we can create a network of informed individuals who are well-equipped to navigate the digital world safely and confidently.
Well said. Yeah. So to wrap up, remember the 4 signs of a scam. Stay informed, be cautious, and don't be afraid to ask questions or seek advice if something seems suspicious.
And never underestimate the power of reporting scams.
Right.
Your report could help prevent countless others from becoming victims.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into scam avoidance. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and until next time, happy deep diving.
Yeah, it really is like a network,
Mm-hmm.
sharing this knowledge, because scammers are always coming up with new tricks.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's constant cat and mouse game.
It is.
But that's why staying informed and being vigilant is so important.
Right.
And remember, if something sounds too good to be true,
Yeah,
it probably is.
that's a great rule of thumb.
Yeah.
I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today, but I have a feeling they're leaving this deep dive feeling more empowered, not less.
I hope so. Knowledge is the best defense against scams.
Absolutely. So to recap, remember those 4 key signs: impersonation, a sense of urgency, pressure tactics, and unusual payment method. And don't hesitate to reach out to someone you trust if you have any doubts.
Right.
A second opinion can be invaluable.
Great advice. Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive into the world of scam avoidance.
It was my pleasure.